from the Pinellas County Schools Administration Building in Largo. This is PCS Journal with Al Ruechel.
Hi everybody, Al Ruechel here. Thank you for joining us for this portion of the PCS Journal. We sit down and talk with folks within Pinellas County Schools about what it is they do. Joining me today, Jennifer Vragovic, who is the High School Advanced Studies Specialist, Pinellas County Staff Developer. Can you get that all in one badge?
All in one, yes.
Oh, really? Okay, this is really some exciting stuff. People are familiar with Khan Academy, or they may or may not be, and you guys are teaming up with them to help people prepare for the SATs. Tell me about how this started.
All right, so College Board, the company that makes the SAT, took a hard look at what they do with their tests, and they saw a lot of imbalances in terms of who was doing well and how you got ahead and did better on the test. And there was a lot of discrepancy between financial situations and being able to pay for thousands and thousands of dollars worth of tutors and not. And so when they redesigned the test, they said that a big piece of that was going to be access for students for preparation. And so College Board reached out to Khan Academy and asked them to partner with them through the Gates Foundation, and they designed the best SAT prep there is, so that
and having been a parent who paid for those really
Yes.
expensive SAT prep programs, you know, kids did very well, but it is nice to have something that you can learn at your own speed, because especially when you're dealing with, I think particularly with math and some of these other what I call building block concepts, that if you don't get those first building blocks along the way, then it becomes more and more difficult down the line. So tell me how this physically works, you know, in a classroom. I mean, tell me more about that.
So in Pinellas County Schools, all of our 8th, 9th, and 10th graders take a form of the SAT that's appropriate for their grade level. And with that, they are able to, in their math class or their English class, connect their results from the test to Khan Academy. So
Okay,
that,
stop you for just a second. Why do they take the test at that age group?
So when they redesigned the SATs, they created them so that they now reflect what happens in classrooms. So along with getting our students and understanding where they are in terms of being prepared for college, as an 8th grader, am I on track to, by the time I'm in 12th grade, be prepared for college? And so we can do those interventions early, but it also is aligned to what's happening in the classrooms now. So we are able to see what they're doing and help address issues as they come up. And also it helps us accelerate our kids. We're able to say where their strengths are and make sure they're taking the right advanced courses.
Now, I wonder about that, and I'm not trying to get into the Common Core controversy, but so are all school districts all across the country generally saying at 8th grade, these are the skills you should have, at 9th grade, these are the skills, or does it vary by school district?
We don't set the standards, the College Board does.
College Board does,
every
okay.
student across the country who takes the PSAT 8-9, these are the standards we would expect for you to be in line with in order to be prepared for college by the time you're a senior.
Okay. Let's just talk about the whole testing thing, because been around a long time in this area.
Absolutely.
There are kids that when it comes to testing, they can be the smartest kids in class, but they freak or they choke. And that not only is something that happens in high school, it happens in colleges, it happens with students that want to get into medical school, into law school.
Absolutely.
What's being done to try to help people like that?
So that's the beauty of Khan Academy, and the way we're using it in our classrooms is that when it takes their results, it starts them where they are. So they aren't answering questions on Khan Academy that are well above where they are, and so they get comfortable and they build that confidence of, okay, I do understand this concept before they move on to the next one. It also is the fact that they get to spend time with it and they become familiar with the format, what the questions look like in a friendly environment within Khan.
Have any of these questions and those kind of things been tested? Because I know one of the controversies about the Florida standards is that it really wasn't tested on a lot of students, and all of a sudden they gave them to them. So the stuff that's on Khan Academy, has it been tested, focus grouped, all those kind of things that educators love to do?
Absolutely. So that's what's so unique about it, is that this is the only test prep that has been created by the test makers. So when College Board partnered with Khan Academy, they built the questions together. And College Board is a major testing center, and so they've spent a lot of money and a lot of time getting these questions prepared. And so now Khan Academy is benefiting from that. When Khan creates questions, they're then vetted by College Board before our students see them.
Does it ever happen that the questions that Khan Academy asks and the board asks just happen to be the same questions they might ask on the SAT? Might?
The same format and the same
format, okay.
Same format and
Not
same
exactly the
concepts,
same
but
wording.
not the same wording, no.
Yeah. Now, I understand that the SATs this year are different than they've ever been before.
They are.
Tell me what they were like in the old style versus the new style.
It used to be that the SAT was a test you had to study for the sake of taking this test. It tested skills that were only seen on the SAT, those SAT word of the day flashcards and things like that
Oh,
that we're
gosh,
familiar
yeah,
with.
words you'll never ever use
Absolutely.
before.
And so College Board, when they redesigned the test, said that's crazy. Why are we doing that? And so it is now aligned with not only skills that we know students are learning in classrooms, but it was also built with employers. What skills do we want them to have when they're career ready? And then also with colleges. So it's looking at 3 different areas and finding skills that are common across those 3 areas, and that's what's tested.
Does it still have the same academic rigor, though? Because, I mean, it's one thing to prepare yourself for the workplace. It's another thing, because academic rigor tends to stretch you in ways that maybe you don't want to be stretched. But, and then also, isn't the SAT supposed to be able to monitor and register all levels of educational experience? And how do you do that without going down to the lowest common denominator?
So the things that it focuses on are, the way it's changed was, instead of those isolated words where I'm learning this word only for...
Like gobsmacked. Okay, I find, you know, I'm
There
not
you
sure
go, you
what
got
it
to use
means.
it.
I heard it used, and I'm still trying to figure out how I can use it in a sentence. Anyway.
And so now they've moved to vocabulary that is seen in many different areas, but used differently in each area. So the students, instead of seeing it within one sentence, will see it used within context, within a text. And the question isn't, what does this word mean? But when it's used in this context, how is it different? What is it used? And so that's a skill that is still very, very rigorous. And we see it in a lot of biology. We see it, and that's one new thing too, is that they've added in the science and the social studies. So it's not just vocabulary, but vocabulary within context and in academic, rigorous situations.
Now, have they tested this new SAT on a lot of folks, and what did they find?
So we're in the middle of the rollout now. The new version came out as the PSAT in October, which is what our students took here in Pinellas County.
Okay.
And then the new SAT premieres March 5th. So the new one that has been tested and field tested and all of that officially rolls out to across the country March 5th.
And I asked this, I asked this of Dr. Grego, maybe I'll ask it to him again, is that what kind of prep does the school district do for the kids for SATs? Because there was a lot of complaints, again, with Florida standards and FCAT and those kind of things, that, well, all you were doing was you were teaching to the test. Can you even teach to a test, the SATs?
So no, not the way it's redesigned. You can't. And that was the idea, was that really it should be a beginning point. The test should really say, where are you, so that we can then help you get prepared. Instead of we're preparing you for the test tells us how we can prepare you for life and for your academics.
Does it do anything as far as I mean, it's been a long time, since a zillion years since I ever took that thing, and I was so panic-stricken I thought I was going to have a heart attack right there in the room. Does it do anything as far as figuring out maybe what your skill level is and things? Because originally, if the SAT was used, this is a college entrance tool.
Absolutely.
That's primarily what it was. Is it still primarily that?
Yes, yes. We get our students prepared for it at the different level. Because we have it at the different levels, we're able to use it to help us keep them on track. It will never be used as remediation or anything like that, but where are they, so that we know what we're doing a good job of working with, what we need to do more with this individual student. It now gives them information based on reading, writing, math, but also science and social studies. And it breaks down where they do really, really well, which is new. The students get individual feedback of, here are all of the skills you do really well with. And so it's a much more positive, it's really about opportunity and how can I grow in these skills that I'm doing well in, and how can I advance my coursework in those skills. And then here are some places I can improve to focus on the college entrance piece of it.
Yeah, you know, when I took one of those kind of tests, and they said I'd make a great bricklayer. What the heck, of me a bricklayer, and a pastor too. Didn't say anything about TV, but we ended up being there. So if parents are watching this program right now, what should they be looking for? I know that we got this little pamphlet like this, or what do you want to call it, this little printout sheet. What should they be looking for so they can help their kids? And well, let's answer that one first.
Okay, so students in our schools are all getting onto College Board and getting their PSAT results, and then linking it to Khan Academy. The best way to get to those resources for parents and students is going to satpractice.org.
satpractice.org, all one word, okay?
All one word, and that will take you directly to the Khan part that is all about SAT. We also are having some information nights with parents, and this is open to anyone in the community that wants to learn more about the test and also resources available. And we're going to be at St. Pete High March 15th. We're going to be at Pinellas Park March 29th. And March 30th, we will be at Countryside High School.
So folks are going to have an opportunity to kind of get exposed to what this is.
Absolutely. We want to make sure they understand all of the changes.
And I mentioned this before, but what I guess I got around to this question is, what kind of help can you give kids that freak out on tests?
The more they are in that environment of Khan Academy, where, as you know, it's built to be student friendly. There are fun videos. It's got some humor mixed in with it. The more they can become familiar with where their strengths are, the more they're going to go into it with confidence. And Khan really works to build their confidence. So getting the kids on that website as often as possible is going to be great.
And which SAT grade, well, let me rephrase that. Do you take it every year, 8, 9, 10, 11?
So there are different tests. When they redesigned the SAT, they built a PSAT 8-9, and that really is where kids going into high school the next year should be to be on track.
Okay, 8th to 9th grade.
And then the PSAT NMSQT is National Merit Scholarship Qualifying
Oh, okay.
Test.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
But we just call it the PSAT with the kids
Okay.
usually, and that is our 9th and 10th graders take that. Our 11th graders have the option to opt into it, but we give it to them during the day, but we don't automatically sign them up. And then your student should be taking the SAT at the end of their junior year and beginning of their senior year.
Yeah, okay, that's
college entrance.
Right, that's the one that's gold. Now, because this is a new test, and we're experiencing this with the Florida standards as well, are all colleges ready for, there may be some
they are.
anomalous. Oh, they are ready.
Absolutely.
Because this is going to be the year of the anomalous test score.
Oh no, they understand all of the changes. They spend, and that's the beauty of College Board, is that they partner with, it's half the K-12 world and half the college world, and they partner together to do these things. So we've been going around, Pinellas County school employees have been going around and learning from the admissions officers. What are they doing? Are they prepared? What are they looking for with our students? And they're set. They're excited for it.
That's going to be interesting. And so if a kid is sitting home right now, mom and dad, what's the first step? Just go to that one website.
Go to satpractice.org.
And you have to register there.
We've been spending time in the schools getting the kids registered because they took the test with us. We want to make sure they understand how they did on that test, where their strengths were.
Are those scores automatically transferred into the Khan Academy?
It's about a 5-minute process of linking the accounts, but we're doing that with them when we sign them
Okay, so
up.
it's real, and the kids can't make it up. I mean, it has to be.
Oh, it's very
verifiable.
specific. Yes.
Wow. Wow. Well, Jennifer, thank you so much. This sounds like a lot of fun, and the
great.
Khan Academy folks are just great. And anything that can make the testing process easier and be a real, true measure of your intelligence level is really good. All right, thank you so much. We'll be back with more with our program, so please stick with us.